Oh no! A wild Riot shielder appeared. Sawcasm! Attack! What is up, guys? My name is Sawcasm, and today I have a UMP45 MOAB, almost a double MOAB, but this game was pretty annoying to say the least because I did run into a group of Riot shielders. I think there was like 2 or 3 of them on the other team, and they made this game really annoying for me. So, you know, usually the Riot Shield, it's not necessarily the most effective weapon, but it definitely is an annoyance, especially when you're up against people who, you know, are pretty smart with it. These guys, when I got near them, they did what you're supposed to do with the Riot Shielders, with the Riot Shield. They, you know, they crouched, like when I was shooting at them. They held the Riot Shield towards me, and, you know, they weren't too bad as for Riot Shielders, but since there was like 3 of them, it was pretty annoying. Look at this. There's like a whole army of them. It's just ridiculous. And it definitely, you know, running into them slowed down my MOAB time a little bit. So the first MOAB wasn't too entertaining. I'm just going to show you guys the end of that and the next kill streak that I get on, which is pretty good. Basically what had happened was, you know, I got this first MOAB, called it in, and I was pretty happy, but then I decided to, you know, I still had some time left. I wanted to see if I could possibly get the double MOAB. So you see, I just called my first MOAB there. And for the rest, you know, there's not too much time left in the game. So I felt like I had to rush. I felt like it was necessary for me to rush. So that's pretty much what I was doing. And look at this. These Riot Shielders are still here. But that's pretty much what I was doing for the second half of this game. And the Riot Shielders, man, I feel like, you know, whenever I face up against one of them and it's just me and him, I feel like it's a Pokemon battle. You know what I'm saying? That's what that clip at the beginning was. It was a Pokemon battle. I feel like, you know, I attack and then they attack. They try to shield bash me. Then I try to jump and shoot them, and then I back off. And then they try to run and attack me again. It's like a Pokemon battle. You keep going back and forth, if you know what I'm talking about. If you've never played Pokemon, then you don't have a childhood. I don't know what you're doing with yourself. But yeah, so you see I'm just rushing around all over the place. I'm feeling good. I'm like, oh, could I possibly get my first ever double MOAB? But it does end in a pretty disappointing way. And yeah, so basically what I was trying to do was kind of do a loop around the map over, you know, by the C flag. This is pretty much one of my favorite routes when the enemy team does have C, and I don't necessarily need to cap a flag since we're in a good position that I knew that, you know, it wasn't necessary for me to capture a flag in order to win the game. So basically I would loop around through C, you know, that little room to the left and back of me right now where everybody spawns, and I would just go down to the C flag, then come back up the escalators on, you know, the diagonal across from me to my left coming up here, and I'll just keep rotating back and forth and just looping around. That's one of my favorite routes on this map for sure. It's really good because most of the time you'll be hitting the enemies from behind, and it can get you a lot of kills if you do it right. But yeah, so on top of that, this is where it ends, and it is pretty disappointing. So of course I was, you know, running out of time, but I guess I got a little bit too rush happy. You know, I had a couple seconds left, so I just wanted to do as much work as I possibly could in the time limit. Do as much work as I possibly could in the time limit, but unfortunately there was not enough time. So that's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed my double MOAB fail. Thanks for watching. Leave me some feedback in the comments below. That's about it. Sawcasm. Use blow.